Hello, fam. Welcome back again. Um, this is a nice topic that I really want us to discuss. So, if you just join, kindly go ahead and let me know. Make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and just announce your presence. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can hear me, just comment below. Let me know where you're watching from, and just let me give you a shout out and thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I know it's pretty much late, but I had a serious appointment that I needed to basically take. So thank you once again. If you just joined, just go ahead and smash the like button and just comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. Today is a nice day. I really want us to touch on the Continental free trade, and I think most of us haven't really paid attention to it in terms of the diaspora and the whole African American and diaspora community. How can we really tap into the African continental free trade? Trust me, Europeans are out there, the Chinese out there, Indians out there in Africa, and they'll benefit from this free trade. They'll make a lot of money. They'll build generational wealth from this new policy on the African continent. How about us? Have you really thought about how we can also tap into this free trade thing on the African continent? What are the plans of the diaspora to actually benefit from the free trade? So just comment below and be ready to join the live, and let's have a good conversation. Prepare your mind and also have some good points to share with us on how you think the diaspora can, basically benefit from the free trade. So if you just joined, just go ahead and smash the like button and let me know where you're watching from. Thank you so much for joining. Um, my sister, thank you for so much for joining. Let's wait for some few people to join. Let's wait for some few people to join. And I know it's pretty much late, but I just had to do this real quick. So just comment below, and I'll just put a link right away. Just go ahead and click on the link and join, and just share with us. What do you think? What do you think? What are the measures that you think the African diaspora can put in place to benefit from the continental free trade? I think it's very important for us to really look at it from an economical point of view and how we can also tap into that. Because if we don't do it, Europeans will basically go ahead and, always reap the profit. The Chinese will continue reaping the profit. What are our plans in the diaspora? What are we trying to do? What can we really do to be able to make sure we are part of this? This is a great thing. This is a $1 trillion industry and policy. How do we get our share, right? So hit the like button, click on the link to join. And if you just join, just comment below, call in and let us know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The thinker. Thank you so much. So call in. What do you really think? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. What do you think the diaspora can actually do to be able to benefit from the free trade? Like I said, we need to have a plan, because if we don't, we'll always keep complaining. So call in and share your views. Make sure you drop your comment below as well. But this is the link below. Just click on it and join. Let's know what are the measures that we can actually put in place to benefit. And I think it's really important if we can pay attention to that. I think we are all too much busy, but let's really bring our attention back and ask ourselves, what are we actually doing to benefit from this policy? If we don't, trust me, everyone else will benefit, leaving us out. So we need to really have this conversation on what we can actually do to benefit. So if you just join, call in. That's the link right there. Call in. Give us your point of view, your suggestion. What are the things that we can do? I just need to see how we are prepared for this. I know a lot of us in the diaspora are happy continental free trade. Africans can trade among themselves, but what are we actually doing to be part of it? That's what we're not really talking about. And I think it's really important for us to really focus on that side. We have to be sitting on the table, the beneficial table. We have to be there. So I think we need to talk about this. So just call in and drop your views, your comment, just call in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. But just calling. But before that, if you don't know what the Continental Free Trade is, I just want you to watch a quick video. Just sit here and watch a quick video and get to understand what the Continental Free Trade is. I think most people in the diaspora really don't understand what the free trade is about, but I really want you to just sit right now whilst you're watching the video. Think about some of the things that you think the diaspora can actually do to benefit from the free trade. So I'll be right back, but sit down, think about some key point, and call in as soon as you finish watching this video.
New Year's Day marked the dawn of a new era for trade in Africa. A new continent-wide free trade area came into force after months of delays. Experts view the launch as largely symbolic, with full implementation of the deal expected to take years. But the World Bank estimates it could lift tens of millions out of poverty by 2035. The African Continental Free Trade Area aims to bring together 1.3 billion people in a $3.4 trillion economic bloc. That would make it the largest free trade area since the establishment of the World Trade Organization. Backers say it will boost trade among African neighbours, while allowing the continent to develop its own value chains. But obstacles remain and must be overcome if the bloc is to reach its full potential. From red tape and poor infrastructure to entrenched protectionism of various members. Every African country except Eritrea has signed on to the framework agreement, with 34 countries already having ratified it.
Yeah, so as you just watched, the free trade is really something that we've been waiting for years. Back in the days, African countries could not even trade among themselves, so it was really difficult. If you're in Ghana and you really want to sell your goods to Nigeria, it's kind of really difficult. But now all those taxes, all those tariffs has been taken away. Now we have free transportation to merge, from one African country to another to do business transactions. They are building so many softwares to even make it so easy to purchase stuff from different African countries and get it delivered. So these are some of the things that I think that will eliminate almost 20 to 25% of poverty rate from the African continent within a 10 years period. But I think the diaspora need to also focus on how they can also benefit. That's one thing. We can always be happy about it, but who are the biggest beneficiaries of these policies? Are we thinking about being on the table? What can we actually do to benefit? That's what I want you to call in today and share with us. Just click on the link below, call in, and let's know what you think that we can actually do to benefit. Somebody said we need to be utilizing the minerals. That's a good point. That's a good point. But just click on the link. I just wanted to hear somebody elaborate on what the diaspora can actually do to benefit from the free trade. It's very important that we pay attention to how we can always be part of it. It's not always about the talks and being happy about the news. Sometimes we need to have strategic plans on how we can basically benefit as well, be part of it. I think it's very, very important that we think about those things as well. So call in, that's the link. I know it's pretty much late and a lot of people might be asleep, but let's utilize the time well and share some good information so other people who watch tomorrow can benefit from this video as well. But we need to really think about strategic ways of benefiting from the free trade as well. As the diaspora, over 2 million people in the diaspora. What are we actually doing? What are the measures? What can we actually do to benefit from the free trade? Just go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, be part of it. Of the channel if you haven't subscribed. But just go ahead, call in. We have 9 people on here. Just call in. Don't feel shy. Just call in. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to, but just go ahead. If nobody's calling in, then probably we have to make it short. But honestly, I just need some few people to call in. Hi, thank you so much for joining. How are you doing today? Yeah, hello.
Hello? Yeah, doing well. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing today?
Doing well, man. Doing well. It's about midnight here, but I'm good. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So what do you really think? This continental free trade basically giving Africans on the continent access to trading among themselves pretty much easier, taking out tariffs and, just, allowing big access to transportation from one African country to the other. Now these days you can buy stuff from Nigeria. There's no tariffs and all this stuff. And this is a trillion opportunity or policy out there that the Indians will benefit, the Chinese will benefit, Europeans will benefit. What about the
Right.
diaspora? I know a lot of diasporans are happy about it, but what are the measures in place for us to benefit?
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I'm really new to this whole space. Me and my family, we're looking at relocating and actually moving to Africa. We've been looking at the Gambia, but we've also been looking at Kenya and a few other countries. Um, from what I know, just having a strong entrepreneurial spirit myself, is
Hmm.
that so something like a free trade agreement can allow individuals to benefit greatly because it just makes it easier to get goods and services around, and so leveraging the channels between those different countries, or even creating those channels that don't exist. You mentioned tech stuff, and that's my sector. I'm a software developer, and that's one thing I'm looking at doing when I actually get there. And even before, I'm starting to network with a couple people remotely, and just help build some of those systems, or build out some of the systems that are already being developed,
Hmm.
and just show people how we can take advantage of these systems, because a lot of people just have no clue as to how people are communicating and getting deals done. You know what I mean? So I think definitely leveraging technology, leveraging the freedom and the capability to move those goods
Hmm.
and or services around, is one way that people can really take advantage of it. Just, especially that technological piece.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's a good point in terms of technology because Africa is still, at that developing stage. And I think, all the tech developers in the African diaspora community can really, pay attention to that aspect, and they can, utilize their skills on the ground and make sure how they can, take that skill over there and find solutions,
Right.
and help benefit the local people as well. Like I said, it's very important because recently Stripe just bought Paystack, one of the Nigerians payment system developed by Nigerians. They just bought it, so it
Nice.
means Stripe is just trying to tap into the payment system on the African continent, and that's a
Right.
win for them right now because guess what? Because of this policy, it's a win for them. They're gonna make a lot of money because
Right.
of this free trade. So I always think the diaspora need to have a plan as well.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Especially payment platforms and things like that, that's huge, because it's the second part to moving goods and services is actually getting paid for them, right? That's the main
Right.
reason. And
Hmm.
so yeah, letting people be able to utilize those things even easier is key. So yeah, I think that it's huge, and we got to make a foothold in there before, or even in collaboration with some of these other existing companies, because they do bring a lot of experience and know-how to the table, and a lot of times we might look at them as like competition, or in opposition to us, when in actuality maybe we should see a lot of these companies as just leverage. We might be able to do something they can't, because of who we know in the community, and say, well, if you want to get this done in our area, or talk to our group, or group of affiliations or associations or whatever, um, then you had to go through us, and make certain deals where they make it easier. They might even make it cheaper for certain groups, based off of not knowing the local community, and the local community setting up some types of boundaries and avenues, so they just can't come in and run the show.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so
you're
much. I
welcome.
really appreciate your input. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Just calling, bringing your input. That was a good point. That was a good point. Just calling. How can the diaspora actually benefit from this free trade? It's really important we have this conversation. So, just calling. Click on the link below. Join the chat. Let's, get some few point across so somebody can take notes and tap into this opportunity. We shouldn't just sit down and just complain all the time. We need to have a plan. We need to really have a plan. Like I said, the talks need to be put in action. You see what I'm saying? So we need to have a plan. Every move on the African continent, we need to include ourselves into it. What are the measures? What are we trying to basically do to benefit from the free trade? If we don't do anything, if we don't have a plan, trust me, all these policies that we are happy about and making YouTube videos and celebrating is just, another opportunity for Europeans to keep making more money. It's just another opportunity if we individually or collectively don't have a plan. That's the whole point. We need to have a plan in place, or we need to take gradual steps. So what are some of the steps? What can we actually do to benefit from this free trade? Calling. That's the link right there. Calling. Make sure you smash that like button. If you haven't, and subscribe to the channel as well. But just call in, click on the link below, join the discussion, and let's know what are the measures in place. For me personally, I think one of the things that we can actually do, especially in the diaspora, is partner with people on the continent and doing business. I think it's very important that we understand that at this point, the best way to actually benefit from this free trade system is partner with people on the continent, come together, start businesses from the scratch, and be able to help solve some local issues, some local problems. It's very important that we see what the bigger picture for the next 10 years, the next 20 years, and what that free trade will basically give birth to, a big economic system for us. And how can we actually work together to benefit from that? Is by creating businesses, small enterprises. So, we have our money, we take it out there, find some businesses out there and work with the local people to establish them. Whatever your skill is, you can always tap into the African developmental system. There's always room for growth. There's always a growth, develop connections. Yes, it's very important that we build connections on there and build small businesses and work towards expanding it. So no taxes is what it is, or much lower. So I think the taxes, there are no taxes, there are no tariffs. So most African countries are now giving up their sovereign, like their individual sovereign. They are basically opening up to other African countries to freely flock in and do business. At first, before a Nigerian will get to Ghana, it takes some type of difficult process, because of the borders and everything. But they are giving up their sovereign, some part of their sovereign, to allow other Africans to come in, buy goods, take it to that African country. So there are no taxes on that. And it also opens up to foreign companies to do business directly with other African countries with lower tax rates. So it's an opportunity not just for African countries or the African people, but also just to the world to do free business with low cost involved with the local people on the continent. I hope I was able to explain that. But just calling. We have 14 people on here. We need somebody to call in. Just click on the link and call in. Businesses that piggyback on services set up by organizations like Stripe. Get local business familiar with how to use these services. That consulting alone can be a business in itself. That's 100% right. So consulting agencies, you can basically venture into consulting agencies. That's a good point. I really appreciate you sharing that information. Now, if you are in the consulting industry, as an African diaspora, you can basically take the same ideology, go to the African continent and coach small businesses. I think the African population is now really adjusting to doing businesses across, that their own demographic. So it's very important that now, like companies like Stripe and other companies are moving there, tech industries are moving there. You can basically tap into the consulting agency industry and then coach small businesses on how they can basically do all this stuff. That's a great opportunity for you. Very, very profitable, if you think about it. Welcome back, Danny. Happy to see that you are back on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But Colin, Akin, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Click on the link and join in. What do you really think the diaspora can do to benefit from the continental free trade? This is very, very important. Businesses that piggyback on services set up by organizations like Stripe. Yes, the consulting agency industry is very profitable. Now, small businesses need coaching. People on the African continent need business coaching, how to guide them to do profitable businesses. It's very important. You don't need so much money to start a business like this, but you have a lot of potential to succeed and expand, So calling is very important. That's a good point. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, Shaki. Thank you so much. Click on the link and call in. We have 20 people on here. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and do so. But click on the link and join in. Click on the link and join in. Click on the link and join in. We have 20 people on here. Click and join in, Let's see. Let's see. Just click on the link, call in. I just need more input. I need people to elaborate. What are the plans in place for the diaspora to actually benefit? Or the diaspora just don't have any plans to benefit from the continental free trade. It's just a happy news for us. Just a happy news. We don't have no plans. Come on, man. We need to be very strategic in our ways. We cannot just always be happy for some news. That doesn't really put any growth in our society, in our people. Being happy about news doesn't really do anything. We need to have plans. Before the policy even got implemented, we should have had some things in place, to actually tap into that, to benefit, because if we don't, it's always the same story for over 20 years, 200 years, same thing. Europeans benefiting, Chinese coming in and doing it. What do we have in place? What do we have in place? What are we planning to do to benefit? If we don't have any plans as well, you can also share that as well. But just call in. That's the link out there. Thank you so much for joining, John. This says devices not connected. It says your guests will need to connect their mic or come before you can add them. So, John, I think you need to fix your mic or your camera to be able to join. It says your device is not connected. So make sure you fix your mic and click on the link again and see if it will work. But just call in. That's the link. We need to really hold these conversations and take our attentions to the right channel to really grow as a people. Call in. Click on the link again, John. I think your setup wasn't right. So, I couldn't add you to the stream, but call back again. What are we trying to do? What are the measures, in place? What are the things that we can actually do to benefit? If you don't know what the continental free trade is, you need to watch this video real quick. It's very important that you also check out some videos about what this policy is about. It's very, very huge for us to really understand what's going on, not just being happy about the news, but also being part of it. I think the diaspora we tend to just be happy about news, but what do we actually have in place to be part of it? Inclusiveness is very, very, beneficial, other than just, looking back, being outside and looking in and saying, wow, this is great news. What are we actually doing to benefit from that? It's very important that we need to think about that. The free trade is happening. What can I do to actually benefit from that? You see what I'm saying? I believe a lot of companies outside our community is already thinking about that. They already did before it was even implemented. So call in again, John. Call in again, John. I think your system wasn't set up right, but you can always call in again. Okay, so call in and explain what you mean. You said, brother, what you are asking is very complex. One, as an American, have business interests in Morocco and Tanzania. The discussion requires an outline for the very long term. What do you mean? It's very important that just click on the link and explain what you mean. That it requires an outline for a very long time. Just call in and share what you mean. Thank you so much for joining, John. Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing today?
How you doing, bro? What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry for all the noise. I'm actually driving right now.
Oh, no
Um,
problem.
but I had a few questions. So, I live in the States. I live in Texas, Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So, I plan on traveling this year to the continent. I want to travel to Uganda and also Rwanda. And so the questions that I would have is the business that I kind of work in is kind of physical, but also deals with like office type things.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a question about rent and when it comes to like, office spaces, rent, leasing. So my two questions basically are what do you suggest when it comes to rent for me personally having a place to live in? And then also what is your suggestion on getting an office space somewhere in the downtown or city area to operate business through an office?
Okay, so that's a good point. Now, when it comes to rent, depending on the African country, uh, it's not really pretty much expensive. You can rent a property, a 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, any price from $300 upwards. You can get a decent place per month. And in Africa, most rent are
Uh-huh.
paid out for a year or two. Now, when it comes to office spaces, you can get an office space somewhere in some of the main cities in Accra, especially in Ghana, for like $7,000
Uh-huh.
for maybe 3 to 4 years rent. You can pay 3 to 4 years
Uh-huh.
rent for an office space for up to like $7,000 or $8,000. So if you can
Okay,
pay,
okay.
yeah, so to get a decent office space, with 7 grand or 8 grand, you can get a lease term for 5 years, up to 5 years, to pay for that office space to do your business. And for your personal residential rent, you can pay up to
Mm-hmm.
maybe $400 to $500 a month for a decent place to live.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My other question was when it comes to like education, because I also want to like try to go to college over there. What are your college and how hard is it for someone in America to come over there and enroll in the college and stuff like that?
Well, now for international education, and that's something I barely know much information about, but it's not a difficult process. The only thing is, still the money aspect. It will cost you a little bit more, but it would not be as expensive as it is in the US to go to college. If you're going to college compared to how much you pay in the US, it will be a little bit
Uh-huh.
cheaper in Ghana. So even though I don't have much
Uh-huh.
information about it, it's still cheaper to basically go to school in Ghana if you want to enroll in any educational institute in Ghana.
Okay, okay. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering my questions. If I want to contact you, how else could I get in contact with you via email or phone, or if I had any more
Um,
questions?
Yeah, so if you want to reach out to me, basically you can basically follow me on Instagram as well, as you can see, or you can just email me. I'm putting my email on the screen if you have any question, or you can just follow me on Facebook. I'm always available, and that's my email right
Uh-huh.
there. And you can just shoot me an email as well if you have any further questions.
All right, bro. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot.
And
Have a
thank you
good
so
one.
much for joining. Thank you. You too. All right. That's a good question. Now, if you want to call in, just go ahead and call in. Shipping agencies that deliver goods using existing vehicles, such as companies like Rodi, which is like Uber for goods. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that input. That's so true. Go ahead. Like I said, it's very important that we think about how we can basically benefit from the free trade. It's really important that we think about these things and be included when it comes to the growth of the African continent. There's a lot that we can basically do. If you haven't traveled to the African continent, go ahead and do it. It's really important to take that first trip. Get there, see things for yourself. There are tons of opportunities that you can basically tap into when you make that first visit. You know, there's a tons of opportunities. Ebony said, I believe it's cheaper to attend college in the United States due to the access of Pell Grant scholarships. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to do it. If you're getting financial aid, then it's cheaper. But if you're trying to pay out of pocket, then it's way cheaper in Africa to go to school, to go to college. But if you can get access to financial aid, Pell Grants, and scholarships, then hey, it's cheaper to go to college in the US, just like Ebony said. Thank you so much for that input, Ebony. Thank you so much. But just click on the link, calling. If you have any questions as well, you can ask me. But like I said, it's very important that we look at these things. As a diaspora, we have to, have a long-term goal on how we can basically benefit, do business, settle, and integrate on the African continent. It's one thing that we have to look into. Audra said, moving company, trucks that can move household goods like furniture, etc., from place to place. That's a good thing as well. That's a good business opportunity. Like I said, there's so much that you can do on the African continent. You can start any business from scratch and build your way up. And you have tons of room to make mistakes and still grow and become successful. The competition is less, the potential for you to grow is just enormous. So it is very important that we tap into this before every other race, every other group comes in and do it. We have to think about that. And I believe the diaspora have the potential, they have the skill, they have the resource, the human resource, the human capital to do it. So if you have anything to share, just click on the link and call in real quick. Just call in, hit on that link, share your input.
New Year's Day marked the dawn of a new era for trade in Africa. A new continent-wide free trade area came into force after months of delays. Experts view the launch as largely symbolic, with full implementation of the deal expected to take years. But the World Bank estimates it could lift tens of millions out of poverty by 2035. The African Continental Free Trade Area aims to bring together 1.3 billion people in a $3.4 trillion economic bloc. That would make it the largest free trade area since the establishment of the World Trade Organization. Backers say it will boost trade among African neighbours, while allowing the continent to develop its own value chains. But obstacles remain and must be overcome if the bloc is to reach its full potential, from red tape and poor infrastructure to entrenched protectionism of various members. Every African country except Eritrea has signed on to the framework agreement, with 34 countries already having ratified it.
Yes, yeah, that's it. So if you really have less information about the free trade, that was a quick video about what the free trade is about. Sultan said, do you guys have juice bars there? We do have juice bars, but it's really mainly in the cities. Like, you know, us, we don't have a lot of them, you know, just you know, just a few. I've seen a few in Accra, honestly. Yeah, we do have juice bars, but it's not a lot, honestly. You can count them. You can count them. It's just a few. How do you think the free trade can benefit Africa? Honestly, it's one major thing that I think the major benefit of the free trade is being able to keep money on the continent, right? So initially we import tons of goods, so which means we carry money from the continent, billions of dollars, and go to Europe, China, and basically, you know, buy goods and bring it to the country. And most of the goods that we buy from these foreign countries, sometimes we can easily get it from another African country. But because of the, you know, the whole demarcation and borders separating us, you know, we didn't have a common way of doing business. We had to go outside because it was so easy. Even till now, it's still easy to buy something from China than to, you know, basically do business from South Africa. Despite we being on the same continent, it's so hard to do business among ourselves compared to doing it with foreign countries. So the way the free trade will benefit the people on the African continent is we have the opportunity now to keep every money, you know, keep most of the resources or the money that we take outside, you know, among ourselves. So we get to circulate the money among our people. So if I'm basically spending $1 million to order something from China, now I can order it from Nigeria, Tanzania, or Kenya, and I get to keep that $1 million still on the African continent. So it's just like the money moving from Ghana to Tanzania to Nigeria, and the money keeps circulating on the African continent. Instead of it going outside the continent, it moves from one African company or from one African to another African, which is a good thing. Honestly, it means we are keeping the wealth on the continent. You know, so just calling if you have any question, if you want to share anything, just click on the link. Make sure you smash that like button as well. You know, what type of business would you like to open in Africa? Everyone, yeah, just call in. What type of business? You know, do you have any business that you really want to open? Call in and share that, and I can help you with some challenges that you might face and what the potentials are. You know, you can always call in. Are you still doing your trips to Africa this year, and which countries in Africa? Yes, so we still have a trip coming up in Ghana in May. We have 2 trips, May 1st to the 10th, May 15th to the 24th, and then we have September, Tanzania 7th to the 16th, and then we have Egypt, June 1st to the 10th, and then we have Ghana in August 7th to the 16th. So yes, we do have group trips coming up. But because of the, you know, COVID-19 and how busy I am, I honestly haven't been able to talk about it on YouTube. But if you're on Facebook, we still accepting bookings. You can visit africatravelers.com for more information. Just go to africatravelers.com, visit africatravelers.com, and you can get more information about the trips that we have coming up. If you want to see all the COVID-19 protocols in traveling to Africa, you can also go ahead and check the website out. You just have to click on the menu bar and check the COVID-19 protocol section, and you get more information about, the COVID-19 protocols and what you should do and prepare yourself before you travel. But thank you so much for the question. Just passing through, brother. Thank you so much for joining. Kama, thank you so much for joining. But calling, please click on the link and call in. Come on, man. You're making me talk so much when we have 27 people, 28 people on here that can just call in and talk. We have some intelligent people on here that can just call in and share information. It might not just benefit you or this live session, but somebody might watch, put some information down, and take a step. It's very important that we open ourselves up and share and talk. Not just when there's a drama going on, then all of a sudden we are experts. This is an educative live session. We need to exercise our skills, our knowledge, right? It's very important. We do that. Ebony said, how many of the diaspora are afraid of the unknown? However, I believe if we are given reparations, many of us can relocate without fear, invest, and in turn create generational wealth on the continent. That's 100% true. 100% true. I think there's a lot of diaspora out there who are afraid to take that step. And I think not just the diaspora. I think America conditions people to be scared of the outside world. So if you have lived all your life in America, you tend to be very scared. No matter how tough you think you are, the moment it comes, the mindset of leaving the American demographics, you become scared, because that's how America, basically roll. They put fear in you. They keep you so scared of the outside world, So I think the fear is naturally implemented in the system, whereby automatically you learn to be afraid of the outside world, right? So you basically get shield in the American system and mindset in a way where you think without the US, nothing is possible, but which is a big fallacy until you take that first step. That's why I always recommend that we take the step of visiting other places, other world as well. If we haven't learned anything, we should learn something from the COVID-19. We should be able to understand that this pandemic is basically teaching us something, that we should really, really look outside our demographics, get to really experience other worlds, have options, learn to do stuff beyond, our own society or our own environment. It's very important. And this time, it's not just anywhere, but I'm talking place that has the future. To me, I believe the future of Africa is more exciting than any planet. I mean, any other continent, and it's very important that we look into the future. If you're looking at, the African continent right now, you might not really feel it. But if you're looking at like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years now, it will make sense to you to start doing something right now, to start including yourself right now. So I'm always looking at the future instead of looking now. If you have a 20 years plan to grow, develop, invest on the continent, trust me, you see all that potentials and you'll be happy doing it, giving yourself the chances to fail and still succeed. I would like to open a bed and breakfast and Airbnb type of guest house, also a small food and a drink hut on or by the beach. Yes, don't let nothing stop you. This is not even a dream. This is something you can easily do. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You make tons of money. People are really now getting tired of the Western world, and Africa is the final destination for peace of mind and a good vacation spot. So that's a good thing. Call in with your questions, everyone. Thank you so much. Call in, everyone. Please call in. Very true. Amatullah 78, very true. Do you feel that the free trade will be successful in Africa? Why or why not? Honestly, it will be successful, 100% successful. As long as we're doing business among ourselves and we keeping money on the African continent, I think it's very successful. I mean, we will face some challenges, and some of the challenges is now Nigerians or Togolese or Ivorians or people from Burkina Faso can easily flock into Ghana. Now, when that happens, it means that we need to be ready to accommodate other Africans, moving in and out of, our various African countries. We need to be ready to accept that. And that's where I think the friction or conflict might, really come in, because we are not used to basically seeing ourselves easily come in and move out and all that stuff because of history, right? And what has happened in the past. So I think it's one of the challenges that we might face, and that's accommodating other Africans coming in and out of our various African countries and doing businesses. It's a new thing to us, and that's fine. With every new policy, change is always difficult, but at the end of the day, it's 99.9% beneficial, and it will really help the future generation. So I think the benefit is more better, or will do more good than harm to us. Janet said, I think about having a herbal store in Africa, but would that work in your opinion? Because I'm thinking they have an abundance of natural resources like that. Would there be a need? When it comes to herbal stores, there are thousands of herbal stores in Africa, and most of the local people already understand herbal medicine. So, yes, I mean, you are likely to succeed in that business, but I think the need for it is not there. It might be the want, but the need for that industry is not there, because that industry has already been established from a cultural standpoint of view and a business standpoint of view. There are so many herbal stores or hospitals or businesses out there already. So yes, you are likely to make some money, but I don't see it to be a profitable industry or business to go into. When do you plan on visiting the continent of Africa, everyone? Yes, when do you plan? When do you plan? Um, um, Sultan said, "This is an amazing opportunity, like being able to move between states in America, but much more culturally richer. 100%. Ready now, but concerned about COVID-19. Yes. Right now, if you want to travel to the African continent, especially in Ghana, you have to take tests 72 hours before you travel. Take a test upon arrival, which is $150, and then when you return in, you take a test to get into the United States. Now you can get all this information on our website. Give me a second. Uh, give me a second. Uh, Give me a second. I'm just putting this right here. So that's the link right there. I'm just putting the link below. Click on it. Um, I just put a link on there. You can always go check out the COVID-19 protocol to travel to Ghana, Tanzania, and Egypt on our website. It's right there. Very informative. Everything is out there for you to read and understand. So if you want to travel to the African continent during the pandemic, You just need to get all the necessary information you need before traveling. But you can get everything from our website or our platform as well. But just calling. We have some few many. We need some few people to call in and share their information. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just go ahead and do so. Smash that like button, and be part of the family. It's free. I don't really charge you anything. If you subscribe, honestly, you don't lose anything if you subscribe as well. So hey, just go ahead and do it if you want to do it. But yes, but just click on the link and join. I'm just putting it below. Click on the link and join, and let's have a conversation. What do you think the African diaspora can actually do to benefit from this free trade? You can follow me on Instagram as well. You know, a lot of people asked me about my Instagram, so I just put it out there. You know, that's my personal Instagram. You know, that's my personal Instagram out there. You can follow me on there. You know, if you want to, you can look at, you know, look for me on Instagram and join. Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram as well. But yeah, just call in. That's the link right there. Ebony, thank you so much for your input. I really appreciate your time being on here. You've been really informative. Melanated Royalty, Audrey, thank you so much, Jenny, as well. But technology, specifically biotechnology, is needed on the continent. Technology is the future. Wakanda can be a reality. Honestly, 100%. Technology is like Africa is now getting exposed to technology, you know, like social apps, you know, yeah, social apps are very common out there. But other than that, industrialized applications and all the other stuff of, you know, software development technology is still like a baby to people on the continent. So technology is a place that if you have the skill set, if you have the knowledge into establishing, you know, a tech company, a tech business, you always succeed, you know. And if you don't succeed right now, you just have to prepare for the future, because trust me, Africa has the youngest population, right? About 60% of the population is between you know, the ages of 18 to 35 years old, which means that they will basically gravitate and get used to what the technology changes, and these people will become masters and, you know, 100% users of technology. So if you build a business around that, trust me, you are not just planning to succeed right now, but for the future, you will succeed. Call in. If you are shy, then ask questions in the chat, everyone. Yes, yes. Please don't be shy. Don't be shy. Just call in. Jenia said no, the tech space is Kenya. Okay, what do you mean by the tech space is Kenya? Would you be able to call in? I really want to hear you talk, Jenia. When you say this, the tech space is Kenya, what do you mean? Amatula said, yes, I'm sure Rwanda will be a topic for everyone in the tech space, but what other countries have their eye on expanding the tech spaces for people in that industry? I think Rwanda, Kenya, they are very huge, and Tanzania, they have huge potentials in the tech industry. Ghana is on the rise. Nigeria, I think Nigeria has more potentials when it comes to the tech space, because we have more, you know, amazing tech developers in Nigeria. You know, Nigerian tech developers for the past 10 years have been doing some amazing job in terms of, you know, using technology in Nigeria. They have developed Haystack and other, you know, tech companies. And I believe because of their population too, you know, you have a lot of potential in succeeding. and thriving over there. So Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, these are the four, African tech countries that you can look into. I can only assume that infrastructure is a barrier. That's 100% true. Lack of infrastructure is one thing that's really going to take a long time for the African, free trade to really see some good returns, or some, I don't know how to put it, but infrastructure. But I think because there's a free trade policy right now, that would create an avenue for African countries to really see what type of infrastructure that they need to put in place. You see what I'm saying? So, despite we not having better infrastructure right now, I think the free trade will create that avenue for us to build that infrastructure that we need. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense. Kenya and Ethiopia were East African infrastructure is leading the continent at the moment. That's 100%. 100%. Eastern African countries have better infrastructure than Western African countries. Eastern African countries have way better infrastructure. Countries like Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, this free trade is so amazing, though. We are getting on a better start. Africans need to work with ourselves. 100% true. We need to work with ourselves. We need to come together. The partnership is very, very important. Partnership is very, very important. It gives us the room to actually do things at a faster rate, a faster pace, and achieve the goals within a short period of time instead of trying to figure everything out ourselves. We can always partner and leverage on our skill set and our potentials. If you from the diaspora with your skill set and an African on the continent knowledge and cultural experience and resource can just make us come together, leverage each other's skills, and come together and build something really huge. If we can open our mind to that. I'm confused as to why Nigeria isn't a superpower. Is it not the biggest population? Yes, Nigeria is the biggest population. They have the biggest human resource across the African continent. Honestly, that's how I can put it. But I think the wealth gap, lack of infrastructure, lack of businesses, lack of proper infrastructure, education system, I think it's deeper than that. I really cannot really explain why we are in this predicament, but I can only explain what we can do to get ourselves from it, like what we can put in place to thrive and change our situation. But as to why and how we got ourselves into that situation, honestly, I cannot explain it. But that's years, from colonization playing a role in it, from selfish leaders playing a role in it, lack of patriotism, lack of self-esteem in ourselves. We not believing that we can do it, relying on foreign aid, believing that the West is the answer and they can always do it for us. We need their help. It's just taking our potentials away or trying to just see ourselves as we are the ultimate question and the ultimate answer. I think if we can just say, hey, we don't have no help, we need to figure our problems out, then I think we are ready to be open and try to solve our own issues. But I cannot really explain how we got there. I can only talk about how we can get ourselves from that situation. Ebony said also, we also must keep in mind that many countries pay millions a year in independence taxes. 100% right. 100. Neo-colonialism. African countries are not 100% free. We celebrate independence every year, but there's nothing like absolute freedom for African countries. The free trade is a path to being self-reliant on ourselves, on our own potentials. It's a path that we are trying to create for ourselves to be able to depend on our own potentials. Where country were you born and what country do you currently live? Also, is there any country you want to travel outside of your trip posted on your website? Where country were you born? Which country? I was born in Ghana, grew up in Ghana in my whole life. I'm currently in Ohio, in the United States. Also, is there a country you want to travel outside of the trips posted on your website? Yes, so I really want to be able to travel to Rwanda, go to China. I really want to go to China, Thailand, India, Tanzania, Kenya. And the reason why I really want to travel outside African countries as well is because I really want to learn more about how, these countries, African countries like Ghana, was doing way better than North Korea 10 years ago. Better. African countries were in a better position than China, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. But how did they transition to become this superpower? I really want to learn the system in these countries and then come back to my continent, my country, and then see how I can really implement some of the strategies, some of the knowledge, how that can benefit our system. It's very important that we pick and learn from other avenues to basically customize that to fit us and our people. So despite being from Ghana, I think it's very important for me to travel to other countries, not just on the African continent, but also travel outside the African continent to get to learn a little bit, have some, skill sets, see certain things, give me a different perspective on how I should do things. You see what I'm saying? So yes, thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, they're a new country. Yes. So I want to travel to those countries. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for that question. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. But calling, but I appreciate the questions. If you have more questions, you can. I think we are all asking some tangible questions out here, but I really prefer to hear our brothers and sisters talk as well. It's something I enjoy most of the times when I do the live stream, but I think people feel shy a little bit, when it's to call in, sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, click on the link. If you have any questions as well, you can. And if you wanted to support the live stream, you can also do as well. You can use the super chat thing to support the live stream if you want to support the live stream as well. Amatullah said something like about 80% of Gambia's GDP goes to loan repayment, leaving the rest of their social services bankrupt. So this is where private industries can step in to boost up those lacking services. 100%. Most African countries rely on government or public industries, right? So most of us expect government to create jobs. But when you pay attention to the Western world, China and other stuff, most of their industries were built on the private sectors, right? So looking at a company like Amazon, looking at a company like Alibaba, looking at a company like, Tesla, Ford, all these companies employ over 1 million people. Gambia's population is just 2 million, right? We just need 3 big companies to really get themselves established in Gambia to employ just half of that population. and that poverty problem can be solved easily. Looking at Ghana, Ghana is about 30 million, right? We just need 5 big private companies to do exportations, sell goods to other countries, be a main supplier to big industries outside the African continent or outside Ghana itself, to be able to employ half of the population. So I think the private sector holds the absolute financial freedom to African countries. You know, yeah. So that's a good question. That's a good input as well. That's very good. That's very good. Thank you so much for that question. Gambia needs social service expansion for education and health sectors to really make a change. I think it's not just Gambia, it's just across all the African countries, especially in West Africa. We need that, you know. We need that. We need social expansions, we need that. We need that. The private sector really holds those potentials, to really change us. We can never rely on the government, to really, really provide jobs and employment for us. At this point, I think we need to create industries for ourselves, businesses. So yeah, if you have any input, you can go ahead and do so. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Kofi B Daniels. If you want to support the live stream, you can go ahead and support it. I think you see something on the comment side. You can click on the super chat or something. If you really want to smash that like button, just go ahead and smash it. It's free. I don't charge you anything, so go ahead and do it. Subscribe to the channel. I don't charge you anything. It's free. Hey, you don't lose nothing if you subscribe. Hey, I'm just being honest. So it's very important. It's very important. So, like I said, it's something. I'm trying my best. I'm just a 1 month in, but I believe in Africa so much. I know that the future of Africa is exciting, and all my investment, everything that I'm currently working on, I had to really put YouTube on hold for a while and focus on other stuff. Everything that I'm speaking on is something that I'm already working on implementing. I think we need to build social businesses, social enterprises, which will help include the local people in the wealth gap. And that's something I'm really working on with a brother from the diaspora. We're trying to work on a social business and other stuff, and it's a lot of investment and time. It takes tons of time. We spend hours every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and we discuss this. We talk about this. We implement it. We're working on the program, and whatever we're doing, I cannot talk much details about what we're doing right now until we succeed at it. Then I can share the news. But it's something that we are working on, trying to really bring some social enterprise on the ground, which we can leverage and implement it, not just in Ghana. Even though we started in Ghana, we want to implement it across the African country. And what we're trying to do is we just don't want to go out there, establish a business just that would just benefit rich people. We want to implement a social enterprise that would just put money into the pocket of the local people. If we can get them to be a little bit financially free, they can have reasons to think deep and also, see their potentials on how to grow and expand in whatever they're doing. So that's something we are really working so hard on it. And there are other stuff that I'm also doing that's really taking, a lot of my time. And I'm just trying to, delegate some of my time to other stuff. So, hey, at first I used to do this live a lot every Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, but I just can't anymore. So, but I really appreciate everyone for being on here. Jania said, thanks for the live, bro. You are speaking fast. Thank you so much. You said Wodemaya has inspired me to invest back. That's 100%. I heard that if a person sets up a business in some African countries, the government can just come and take over that business. Is this true and where? That's false. 100% false. Don't take that from anybody. Anybody that goes ahead and say, hey, if you establish a business in Africa, the government will come and take over the business. Ask them, have they established a business in any African country? If they say no, don't take no advice from them. Some people just, hearsays, they talk too much. They haven't really even been there. They just pick news from Google, or they just spoke to someone who just speculating stuff and just picked on that. No, don't take advice from people who haven't really established any business out there. 100%. Yes, the government can always influence anything they want to influence, but at the end of the day, take over your business. That's 100% not true. Why would the government take over your business if you're paying your taxes and doing everything legal? Why would the government do that? That doesn't even make sense. Anybody who said that, they don't have a business on the continent, or they're just making an excuse to put fear in you from taking that step. If the government took a business from somebody, they should be able to mention that business and make references to why and what business and what happened. They should elaborate. But just bluntly saying, hey, the government can take over, that's all lies. That's not true. That's not true. So don't let anybody put fear in you about that. Anybody who want to discourage you, just shut them down. Even if they're from the African continent, most people are from there, but hey, some of them don't even see the potentials on the continent. So don't take advice from them until you find somebody who really believe in it. They have to be patriotic, believe in in the future of the continent, doing something actually that really, really, you see how different their perspective is. And it's always like they give you a different insight on how you should do things. I think you should listen to people like that. You should talk to people who are already doing something over there. That will help you, see, the opportunities and why you should go out there and do the same thing, or, pursue that dream or that thing that you want to do on the African continent. But don't let anybody discourage you by just going about and saying stuff they don't even have proof or anything to back it. Hit that like button if you haven't done so yet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you. I noticed most people only look to engage the rich people already, but not the commoners or the farmers who also need it. Yes, I think it's very important that whatever we're doing, like I said, yes, you can always. Some people take money, go on the African continent, and just go and make money. I get it. If you just about business, that's fine. I respect that hustle. But I'm talking from a point of being patriotic, being able to bring social change, right? And if you're looking at that aspect, then every step that you do needs to include the local people. The people at the bottom, they need to be included, because at the end of the day, if they can get access to being able to be successful, or being able to get the opportunity to get themselves from a type of situation, whether it's been a bad social situation or financial situation, then guess what? You basically building a better future. If you just build a business for the rich people, then at the end of the day, it's like you're still not really contributing much into the future of the continent, because then the system becomes so financially robust that it suppresses the poor people or the people that really don't have much. You see what I'm saying? So building social enterprises benefit people at the ground. And if you really want to expand and be, make millions of dollars and be a great company, which not just making financial profit, but also contributing to a social change, then I think, the people that needs to be in question are the people at the bottom, the people on the last ground. If you can help them, if you can solve their problem for them, you basically have solved almost the majority of the problem of the people on the continent. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow as well. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much. Good night, Young Crook. But call in if you want to call in. You guys have really, really felt comfortable with me just talking, but I can get tired, so just call in. Please call in, I can get tired from talking, but yeah, it's important that we see it from that perspective. You see what I'm saying? Like it's really critical to see that everything we're doing needs to include the local people, from the grassroots, Sure, they take over Chinese businesses that won't let the Africans who live there even enter and discriminate against them, the local customers, Yeah, I mean, if you're not operating your business legally, I think that's just what systematic laws and regulations do. They'll basically shut down your business. So, any business malpractices is not really allowed. So if you really want to run a successful business, just make sure you put checks and balances in place and make sure everything you're doing is very legitimate and not, basically going against local business regulations. Then you should be 100% okay. But I don't think any government will voluntarily just say, hey, this business is thriving and providing employment to the local people. Therefore, I have to just go ahead and shut down the business or just, go and take over. No, the government has no power to do that. I don't think so. Moral of the story: don't discriminate against the locals. Yes, don't always include them, and you basically be successful. Always include the local people. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone, joining. It's really important that we have these discussions. If you have any few questions, you can go ahead and chime it in. If you want to join us, well, you can. But like I said, I'll basically be in Ghana probably in April. We have a tour coming up, so I should be in Ghana. I sometimes don't go on every trip, but I need to be there for so many other reasons. So I'll be in Ghana probably in April, and be in Egypt in June, and be in Tanzania in September as well. So we just hoping everything go as planned, because of the COVID and everything. But right now, I think we still have the freedom and an opportunity to travel across the African continent. So I can't wait to meet all the people that are coming on the trip. It's just a great experience and something I always enjoy being around. We have conversations, we eat, laugh, and share moments and memories that just last forever. You look at those pictures and you always remember the people that came and how different we are. Irrespective of our backgrounds and culture and however we got raised, we still have a lot in common. So I really enjoyed that, and I can't wait to share that experience again and over again with all the people coming on the trip as well. And yeah, so and if you haven't, I think I need to put that channel's link. You can hold on for a second, let me see. But you can go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well. Wait, I think I'll wait till we finish the trip, and basically you can go ahead and subscribe to the Africa Travelers channel. You can get all the videos, and the places that we explore and some of the experiences that we get ourselves involved, when we do these tours and these trips, as well. But Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you so much, lovely Nubian Queen. Thank you so much for being part of this stream. I appreciate your time and effort and everything you offered on the platform. Thank you so much. But we have some few minutes. If you want to chime in, you can go ahead. If you want to ask a question, you can go ahead and do so. But if not, I'll say, you know, we can have few minutes. We can have like 10 minutes, and then we can call it a day. I appreciate everyone for for joining. But yeah, if you have any question other than the topic for today as well, you can go ahead and ask me. And if you haven't smashed the like button, you can go ahead and do so. If you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe. It's 100% free, honestly, 100% free. 100% free to subscribe, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So just go ahead, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, smash that like button if you haven't smashed that like button. And yeah, if you have any question, you can go ahead and ask me. We have 19 people on here. 19 people on here. Let's take some few questions and call it a night. I think it's late. So yeah. 20 people, bring your questions and yeah, bring your questions. Bring your questions. Bring your questions. Bring your questions. All right. All right. So if you really want to find more information, also I just wrote a blog about a lady that she was basically scared of traveling to the African continent, and I remember inspiring her and giving her more information, and she made her first trip. You can basically read that on, you can click on the link and go to read that blog, and make sure you subscribe and basically get every update for every blog that I write. But you can check africatravelers.com and you can get more information about traveling to the African continent. You can get tons of information on there. And make sure basically you follow me on Instagram. If you want to connect with us on Facebook, just join our Africa Travelers group on Facebook as well. It's a place where we get to share our experiences exploring the African continent. On Instagram as well, you can also search for Africa Travelers. But I'll just let take some few questions, and we can call it a day. So if you have any question, please comment below, and let's call it a night so everyone can get some sleep. It's 12:39. I don't want to keep everybody up, but if you have any question, you can go ahead and comment below. Wow, that's crazy. You have a blog? Yes. That's the link right there. It's just a feature that I really attached to our website. So I write these blogs, if I think the topic is very, very beneficial, that will help people. So I think I have only one published blog, and it's about how to basically overcome the fear of traveling to the African continent. And I think I love to share that experience because I was able to help this lady from New Orleans. And I remember when we first talked on the phone, she wanted to travel to Ghana, but was very, very scared and basically didn't know where to even start from. So spending, time on the phone with her, gave her tons of information, really helped her to join our group trips and help her with all the payment system, getting her visas and everything. And she been able to get to Ghana and being so happy and sharing her experience. It's something that I felt like I needed to write something about it. So you can go read about it on africatravelers.com. africatravelers.com/blog, africatravelers.com/blog. You can get on there and you can read it, and you can basically comment. If you love the blog, just comment. If you have any question about the blog, you can basically comment on the blog, and you can basically subscribe to the blog. So in case I write any new blogs, you can basically get the update and read and get all that information. And if you have any question as well, you can ask me. I can basically put it in a blog form, so you can also get access to that information and forward it to any friend, who might also benefit from that information as well. But yeah, I do have a blog. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you so much. If you have any question, please comment below. Glad to hear you have a blog, sir. Thank you so much, Gil. Yes. So I just put a link below. Basically, yes, just go to africatravelers.com blog, and please read and let me know what you think about that blog. And your comment will be highly appreciated. And make sure you subscribe to the blog so you don't miss any new blogs that I drop as well. But yeah, I do have one. Is yeah, I do have one. There's a lot that one person can do. Sometimes you get tired, but yeah. So go to africatravelers.com/blog, and you can basically get that information. Yeah, yeah. But if you have any question, please comment below and let me know. But thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone for being on here. I just want to take some few questions before I just close this live. So please comment below if you have any question. We have 19 people. I just need some few questions and we can close it. We can close it so everyone can get some sleep. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, if you want to join our trips too, yeah, you can go ahead and do it. Yeah, it's fun. Seeing that we travel to all these places, the villages, is fun. It's very adventurous. Honestly, you love it. But if you can also watch the experience, I will basically pin the YouTube channel to our traveling experiences, our group tours experiences after the live under the comment section. So you can always, go subscribe to that channel as well, so you can get feedbacks and about experiences on the tours and everything. But yeah, just go ahead and comment below if you have any questions. And hey, if you don't have any questions, then I'll say thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for being on here, and make sure you stay blessed, stay safe. COVID-19 is out there. Protect yourself, and this year, just make sure you try to do something new, something you haven't done before. Explore, tap into your potentials, and be great. Get away with enviness, jealousy. Stay away from the four devils, which is hate, lust, jealousy, and yeah, stay away from that, and I think you'll be okay. And just focus on yourself, tapping into your potentials, and you do amazing. Well, when is your next live time? Honestly, I really cannot tell unless there's a topic you really want me to touch on. But based on my schedule, I get so tired sometimes that I can't do the live. But if you have any topic that you really want me to, touch on, please, you can email me that topic on my email. I'm about to put an email up. Just email me that topic, and I can basically schedule. But if I have some free time, or if I get feedbacks on some topics that's really important, we can talk about it. I was trying to leave a donation, but it won't go through. Just click on, you see the money sign. If you about to, let me show you. If you about to comment let me show you. If you about to make a comment on the live, just look at the comment section. You will see like the dollar sign on there, right? So you see the dollar sign, just click on it, and then you can basically choose either super chat or super sticker. So if you wanted to maybe highlight a message, you can choose that and just, choose the amount, and then you can basically click on like send. I don't know how you're doing it, but yes, I think that's the easy way. Um, um, yeah, to do that. I don't know, but try it and see if it goes through. Um, um, Jamel Asante from America, and I have a nonprofit called Urbanomics 101. Purpose of the organization is to teach financial literacy, connect those of us in the diaspora with Africa for business. That's that's uh, um that's a good thing. If you have a website, you can put it down and I can, check it out. But that's a good thing. Financial education is very important, and I think being able to connect people in the diaspora to, people on the African continent for business is one resource that needs a good, avenue, or that needs an avenue to help other diaspora get easy access to that avenue to be able to do effective business and create effective partnerships. So, yes, that's a good thing. Uh, that's a good thing. That's honestly a good thing. Um. Good night, sister. Good night, sister. Good night. Thank you so much for your moderating. Thank you so much. Uh. Um. You said Google Pay, no, PayPal isn't working. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Probably, yeah, okay. Probably, yeah. It might be from your payment setup, but yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Sultan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Email topics you all want to talk about to my email. Thank you so much, sister. Email all that to my email. I appreciate that. Yeah. I know they have changed policy. When I send money to Nigeria, I'll email you. Thank you, sir. Yes, you can email me. Um, email your questions or topics for the next live, everyone. Thank you so much for the super chat. I have a Urbanomics team in Ghana, Nigeria, and Kenya. If you have a website, kindly put that website below, and let's check it out for you as well. But that's a good thing. That's 100% very important for the diaspora to have a good avenue to basically, connect or create good partnership with the people on the African continent. It's a resource that's very needed. Yeah, it's very needed, honestly. But thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead. Drop it. But like I said, email me. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Join Instagram. People wanted to follow me on Instagram, so they asked me, and I just put it out there. You can follow me on Instagram. That's my personal Instagram, so you can follow me on there. But thank you, everyone. I appreciate all the love and the support. Also, yeah, I appreciate all the love and the support. But until then, see you another time, and stay blessed.